Deep in the remote mountains, where icy winds strike the rocks and life seems impossible, the pages of legends whisper about a mythical predator known as the Highland wolf. This creature, dwelling in the imagination of Highland inhabitants, is seen as a shadow among the snowy peaks, living in places where only a few dare to venture. But the question has always been, does this wolf truly exist? What evidence do we have of its existence? Welcome, as we uncover today whether the tales of the Highland wolf are myth or reality. Prepare for an investigation that blends science with folklore as we explore the mystery of the creature that dwells in the high peaks. Throughout history, wolves have been the heroes of legends and incredible stories, sometimes seen as spiritual guardians and sometimes as terrifying threats. From this perspective, the Highland wolf is believed to be a very close relative of the gray wolf, with physical differences almost invisible to the human eye, even to experts specializing in monitoring this animal. However, its abilities are considered greater, better, and even unprecedented. It is presumed to be adapted to the harshest conditions, making it a predator capable of overcoming challenges that could lead to the extinction of other species. Evidence of its existence comes from reports by isolated mountain dwellers, untouched trails in the snow, and echoes of distant howls vanishing between the cliffs. However, in the field of biology, there is always room for skepticism. Do these stories describe lost lineages that have evolved in hard-to-reach regions, such as the mountains of Mongolia, the Himalayas, or the Andes? Or are these sightings merely of common wolves appearing in unusual locations? Popular culture has breathed life into fascinating myths about wolves that can scale stone walls like mountain goats or vanish like ghosts in the mist. But how much scientific basis do these reports have? Are there historical records and paleontological discoveries that could link the Highland wolf to its ancestors, such as the Ethiopian wolf, or even the mysterious Japanese wolf? We will embark on a journey to examine all that has been investigated about this terrifying wolf. The habitat. Between reality and the impossible mountains are challenging environments, and the higher one climbs, the harder survival becomes. Thin air, extreme cold, and scarce prey create a scenario that only a few predators can withstand. Yet there are records of wolves thriving in such conditions. Himalayan wolves, for example, have been observed at altitudes reaching 4,000 to 5,000 meters, where they compete for territory with snow leopards. Despite their great resemblance to the gray wolf, Himalayan wolves are slightly smaller and have subtle differences in their DNA sequence. Their resistance is among the highest, hunting with such precision in the mountains that most creatures can barely breathe during a light trek. But the Highland wolf is said to be different from other wolves we know. Reports describe this animal as larger than the average gray wolf. Highland Scots have described it as a massive predator with thicker fur and a highly reclusive nature. Similar stories emerge from the Andes and Mongolia, where some herders tell tales of wolves hunting in small semi-cooperative packs, suggesting a high level of social adaptation. Evolutionary adaptations. If the Highland wolf truly exists, it must possess extraordinary adaptations to survive in such harsh environments. Let's explore some hypotheses. Fur and thermal. Regulation. Wolves in cold regions, such as Arctic wolves, have thick coats that retain body heat, with a surface layer preventing snow from soaking and cooling the skin. The Highland wolf could have an even stronger adaptation, allowing it to endure piercing winds and temperatures as low as -30 degrees Celsius. A thick coat could give the impression that the animal is larger than it actually is. Respiratory efficiency. Animals living at high altitudes often have more developed lungs and a greater capacity to absorb oxygen. This could explain how wolves overcome the challenges of such environments. where the thin air makes hunting exhausting and difficult. Agility and mobility. In mountainous terrain, agility is as vital as strength. The Highland wolf might have uniquely adapted paws for climbing or precise jumping, enabling it to hunt on nearly vertical slopes. For example, while regular wolves are adept at traversing frozen lakes, scaling ice-covered rocks might be an evolutionary adaptation we have yet to observe in these species. Traces. Through time. For centuries, wolves have been the heroes of legends in mountainous regions, often described as guardians of the highest peaks. While many believe these legends are mere myths, it is possible that ancient mountaineers interpreted rare wolf sightings as encounters with supernatural creatures. In the Andes, indigenous communities speak of the Ailu, an ancient wolf that protected livestock from the spirits of the wind. Although this species is now extinct, lowland Andean wolves were reportedly sighted until the early 20th century, with reports suggesting sightings at altitudes that challenge our understanding of what is possible for these species. Paleontology provides crucial evidence about extinct species. For instance, the Japanese wolf was smaller and better adapted to forested and mountainous environments. Though it went extinct in the early 20th century, the Japanese wolf represents a remarkable example of how wolves can survive in harsh conditions. Understanding the Highland wolf. To learn more about the Highland wolf, we must compare it to other wolves that thrive in extreme environments. We will examine the Arctic wolf and the Himalayan wolf as primary examples. Arctic wolves. These wolves inhabit the frozen tundra and have survived harsh conditions for thousands of years. However, the main difference lies in their hunting strategies. Arctic wolves prey on large animals like caribou in wide-open areas, whereas the Highland wolf would need different strategies, such as hunting smaller prey and adapting to rugged terrain. Himalayan wolves. These wolves might be the origin of the legend, as they live in the same environment where Highland wolves are reportedly seen. However, the key difference is size. If the Highland wolf is real, it may have adopted traits similar to the Himalayan wolf, such as a flexible diet, greater resistance to water scarcity, and the ability to maintain physical endurance at high altitudes. Modern accounts. Although there is no definitive proof of the Highland wolf's existence as a distinct subspecies, some clues keep the mystery alive. In 2017, climbers in Nepal reported seeing a wolf larger than usual, with gray fur and an unusually elusive behavior. That same year, biologists in Kazakhstan discovered deep snow tracks that did not match any known species in the region. These discoveries raise new questions and keep the legend alive, making the Highland wolf a fascinating subject worthy of further research and exploration. Genetic studies have shown that isolated wolf populations often develop unique traits over just a few generations. This means that if unknown groups are living at extreme altitudes, they may have evolved astonishing adaptations that we have yet to discover. Scientific challenges. The Highland wolf remains a major challenge for science. Obtaining concrete evidence of its existence, such as DNA samples, photographs, or carcasses, would be the first step in unraveling this mystery. What do these stories truly mean for science, human imagination, and the future of wildlife conservation? After all, the Highland wolf may be more than just an animal. It could be an unknown symbol of resilience and adaptation. The search for answers. As we travel through steep mountain passes in search of tracks, stories, and answers, the Highland wolf continues to challenge us. Despite the increasing number of reported sightings, science still requires solid proof, and unfortunately, evidence remains scarce. However, what we have discovered on this journey is that even without definitive proof, wolves have shown an incredible ability to adapt. Gray wolves hunting in the Himalayas, crossing the Mongolian deserts, or patrolling icy plains demonstrate that survival is not just about strength, but also strategy and resilience. Mystery and legend. Yet the mystery endures. Until science can document this creature undeniably, the Highland wolves will remain a vivid legend. A legend that inspires those who live in unforgiving landscapes, believing in a beast that protects them from nature's challenges and stands against those who seek to disrupt the natural balance.